really thought they could keep me down. They really thought that we're gonna nerf sword toss for Ramlethal and then she's gonna die. And then they were actually, here's some system changes where you can dash cancel like 5k and 5s and yeah. Oh, also like this move that was already used by Ramlethal, we're just gonna make it better for no reason and make you able to combo off it like way more consistently mid-screen and in the corner. And, basically, eat shit and die.
Hey, yeah. But, I get full screen super punish.
Yeah. So, who's the real winner? Yeah, no, they, as of this recording, the new patch of Guilty Gear Strive has just come out. And oh boy, is it a good one. For all the people who love when we talk about fighting games, it's a good one. All the characters got a whole bunch of new stuff, and then the characters that were top tier, like, they got nerfed, but they also got some, like, different stuff to play with. Like, they got buffs in other areas to kind of, like, equalize them out. So, like, Ram lost her, like, super omega oppressive sword toss pressure in the corner, which is like, dude, okay, that sucks. But then, like, everywhere else on the screen, she is way more consistent, so I'll take it.
Ramlethal deserves to get her swords taken away from her.
Just permanently.
If you can't win a match only using Darui, you don't deserve to win the match.
Yes.
If you can't win without the swords, you don't deserve the swords.
Oh my god.
I say that, but you take away the anchor and May is dead.
Yeah. Take away the anchor and the glitch. So May has a glitch now, and I don't know what causes it, but like if you do her vertical dolphin and you like so they made a change to her where you can hold the button to extend the number, like the amount of time the dolphin is active on screen. And so I think that plays into it, but basically she has a glitch where if you do the vertical dolphin and you like hold down the button and the opponent does a super, for some reason she glitches out and she lands behind them, like she teleports like behind them, and then you're able to like combo the person. It's actually very wild, and the duality of man. On the one hand, I'm like, dude, it's a glitch, like get rid of it, and then on the other hand, I'm with everybody on Twitter that's like, yo, she needs it because like,
I mean, look,
just let her have it, dude. Just like
May is like what, like B tier?
I don't know. She was really good before because like she could like touch
on
a
launch.
Death, like
she was crazy.
Yeah, she could like her damage output was like she could touch a death anybody, and they kind of nerfed that, but she still does like bonkers damage. So I don't know, dude. Like, yeah, she's not like the number one character, but you know what? Let her have it, dude. Because the characters that are number one this patch, it's like, bro, come on,
dude. If Soul, does Soul still have his jab?
They like nerfed they nerfed like all of his buttons, and then what they buffed ridiculously was his DP? Question mark?
No, you
so
can't do that.
The consensus of the entire patch was that they literally want all the Soul players to just embrace their true gorilla. Just like, no, buttons in footsies? No. You're gonna DP, and it's gonna hit, and you're gonna combo. Like,
that's crazy.
Dude,
I thought,
yeah, it's ridiculous.
I've decided I'm not playing Guilty Gear. No, this patch can suck it.
Oh god. And then in other John and Franz gaming related updates, the new pack the new pack for Yu-Gi-Oh came out, and I looked at the cards. I mean, at least for like the cards, the type of decks I play, literally a worthless pack. Like literally.
So
like any points I get, I'm literally gonna save until the next like what is it,
pack thing?
Yeah, until the next like season pass drops, and then I'm just gonna pay the season pass with the in-game points because I'm like, dude, like the cards in this pack don't help me or any. I don't know. If I find somebody who plays any of the decks that use the cards in this pack, like, dude, I don't know.
Respectfully, you're dumb as fuck. So, okay. the big thing in the pack is not any of the other stuff. It's like, okay, the way Yu-Gi-Oh packs work in Master Duel is like there'll be like 3 featured packs that like don't have their own unique pack. And so what it is like in print form they'll be like, oh, here's the new pack, one comes out every like 2-3 months or something. And so this is the equivalent to, in America, Burst of Destiny, I think it's called. And that one came with the Boral dragons, the dragons that are guns. It came with support for that. Yeah. It came with support for agents, which is why I wanted it, but I didn't get anything. And now I have to spend 30 times 8. I have to spend so many chips. I have to spend so much. But
Jesus.
Like the agent support still isn't like good. Like agents aren't good unless you consider like all the solemn trap cards, like Solemn Judgment. Those, if you count them as agent stuff or Sanctuary of the Sky, whatever you want to call the archetype, like then yes, it's good. But only because of those trap cards that you can use with everything, so it doesn't matter. But Exosister, that's a new archetype, and basically, like, it looks super underwhelming. Like, if you look at it, you look at the stats of the monsters, you look at like how they get out, how they play within themselves. Okay, whatever, doesn't look great, but it's an anti-meta deck because So reading off of the ultra rare like boss monster, Exosister Michalis, it's an XZ to level 4, cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster special summoned from the graveyard. Pretty good. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If you control this card that was XZ summoned this turn by using an Exosister monster's material quick effect, you can target one card your opponent controls in either their graveyard, something they control, or in their graveyard, banish it. You can detach one material from this card, add one Exosister spell trap from your deck to your hand. So that seems underwhelming, but the whole point of the deck is like the Exo in this is Exorcist.
Okay.
So any card that they go against that touches the graveyard, this archetype is designed to be like, no, you can't touch your graveyard. Did you need something in your graveyard? No. It's banished now. It's
Gravekeepers Part 2?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's Gravekeepers Part 2. So like,
dude, I love, for people who are listening, I think we've talked about it before. If you don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, there is an archetype of monster that existed in like 2006. Like it was one of the first like, you know, major archetype of monsters, like, because before, like, they used to just release like the anime, like just random cards. There was no archetypes. It was just random monsters and
just cool looking guys and dudes.
Yeah, just cool looking guys and dudes doing cool looking guys and dudes things. And then when they started making archetypes, there was an archetype of monster called Gravekeepers, and they were like Egyptian like monsters. And what it was that they had this field spell card called Necro Valley that would basically lock you and your opponent out of access to your graveyard at all. No monsters could activate effects from the graveyard. You couldn't pull monsters out of the graveyard. Like, it just locked you out of your graveyard. And, like, to this day, you can search up, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, top 8 placings, and there is always a Gravekeeper deck that makes it somewhere really high into the...
somewhere in the country. There's, like, one person, especially in Japan, Gravekeepers is super popular there.
Yeah. And it's, so this new Exo type being like basically Gravekeepers for the modern era, that actually gets me real hype.
It also has like some play with light attribute warrior cards, but I'm not super sure about that like connection. Maybe like the
Yeah.
Constellars would work out. But I don't know how good Constellar. I never knew how good they were. But what I will say, I do want to explain for those who just sit through our Yu-Gi-Oh shit till we're done. Accessing your graveyard is really important. 'Cause usually the graveyard, like if you've played a card game, is usually where, oh, you've used your card, throw it away. That's where you throw it away, right? But like Yu-Gi-Oh has become so like twisting the rules that like a lot of monsters like, oh, if you threw it away, like, oh, it can come back or something. Or like if you have a monster that says like, oh, that shit you threw away, bring it back. Like there's stuff like that. Or like, oh, do you need to summon something else? Like use stuff in your graveyard as materials. That like the amount of cards that use the graveyard as if it's not a graveyard is insane.
Yep. It is Yu-Gi-Oh is a wild beast, if I can put it very bluntly.
A well-oiled machine. If
yeah,
by well-oiled, you mean barely running, and machine, you mean contraption from Archimedes that no one has ever discovered how it works.
Playing Yu-Gi-Oh is like just existing next to a malfunctioning nuclear radiation plant. Like, it's
basically,
you gotta go fast, and like.
Though, I will say, if you are a lawyer or looking to become a lawyer, and you enjoy parsing out things and rules like that, you will love Yu-Gi-Oh! If I needed a lawyer and my lawyer said, I've played Yu-Gi-Oh!, I believe that person will get me the world.
Yeah. The reason why Better Call Saul has been going on for this long is because Saul Goodman has never played Yu-Gi-Oh! Had Saul Goodman played Yu-Gi-Oh! One season and we're done. That's we could have ended that right then and there.
It's just the truth.
Yeah.
And we say it often. Sadly, we're not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast.
Yeah.
But we are Paramecia Fancast, a One Piece fancast where we review the latest chapter of One Piece and have a different One Piece related discussion every single week. My name is Franz.
My name is John, and we're here with chapter 1052, A New Morning. And I think the news dropped after last week's episode. But
yeah, almost immediately.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Like, so Oda is coming out. He came out with a message, and basically Oda is taking...
You said come out, and I was like, damn, congratulations,
yeah.
It's Pride Month.
Yeah, in honor of Pride Month, Oda came out. No. Oda came out with a message, and was like, hey, like, the end of June, like the 26th or whatever, like, I'm taking a 1-month break, so that I can, you know, in his words, put the final touches on on the story as we head into the final saga. And I was like, oh. I mean,
so,
we knew reading Wano that like once we finish Wano, like when we get the lore drop, like it's the start of the end. Like this is the end, you know?
Oh yeah, totally.
But it's just crazy that like immediately after we recorded and dropped the episode, like Oda was like, yeah, like I'm putting the final touches on the final saga, and it's gonna start July 27th, I think, that week he comes back.
So okay, if I did the math right, starting on June 26th, there's no One Piece, and he won't be back till July 24th.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to say my math is right. Or wait, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. And then, okay, yeah, my math is right. So nothing on the 26th, nothing on...
Because they announced that...
3rd, 10th, 17th. Yeah, okay.
So 1053 is going to be next week's episode, or next week's chapter. And then when we come back, he did say that 1054 was the start of the final saga. Which is... like... wild to me. I mean, this chapter was kind of breakneck, but Like, goddamn, to think that it's starting like right then and there. Like, we're gonna get some lore reveals or something. We're gonna get. I'll tell you what. 1053. We are going to get a monster of a cliffhanger. I already know it.
Yeah, dude. Like, that's how he always does it. That's how he does it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, this one was relatively relaxing, calm. You know, something we've been asking about for a while.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Next week.
1053 is gonna be nuts.
Yeah. Speaking of 1053, I mean, I guess we'll make an announcement on Twitter and Discord, but we're probably not gonna have a chapter episode next week because Franz is getting married / moving.
Yay! Go Franz.
So yeah, so a whole bunch of life updates happening, but I think the wedding and then straight after just into the moving process.
Yeah.
So
I won't have internet for a little bit, basically. The most I don't want to promise, but we should be back as a podcast on July 10th. So we'll be around before One Piece comes back.
Yeah. We'll be around. We'll cover the new chapter before One Piece comes back, and it'll be all chill.
Yeah, we're not sure right now. We need to figure some stuff out. We might have a break week episode between this and the coverage of 1053, but you guys will figure that out. You'll know that better than we know that right
we'll
now.
Figure that out. Look, all I know for sure is that the way we summed this up is, look, Oda takes a break, we take a break, all right? Like,
exactly.
If
Everyone
Oda
should
gets
take
a break, then we're getting a break. But yeah, no, we'll be, I mean, look, we're going to take a break from this, but I mean, we'll be active in the Discord and on Twitter like every week following the chapter releases.
We'll still be around. I'll try to be around as much as I can.
Yeah. We'll try to be around as much as we can. I mean, I'll be definitely on the Discord each week, like talking about, you know, losing my mind during Oda's break. But yeah, no, it's all good stuff. But let's get into chapter 1052 because this one was a doozy. We get. Still not the final volume, but Germa 66's An Emotionless Excursion, Volume 14, The Scientist Who Failed to Escape, and our dog Gastino just like...
I did not remember what happened to him during all of this.
He was flying through the air with the mirror because he was supposed to like get everybody in the mirror and get them out. And then I remember his mirror breaking and he like got flung like somewhere, or he like ran away or something, but like we didn't see where he went. So it's funny that like he went back to Whole Cake Island.
Dude, it's crazy that of all things, especially because it's Germa, like, yeah, he knows what's up.
Of all the people he could have run into, it would be Germa.
There's only choice. That's the only way he's gonna come out. Cause like, dude, he's kind of a wanted man after this.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, for sure. In like Totland, he's gonna be sought after. You know, they want him dead for sure.
Yeah.
Doflamingo's out of the picture, so if the Beast Pirates want to recoup, they got to get Gastino.
Yeah. And if the Big Mom Pirates... Big Mom was the one that wanted the gigantification stuff. So that's why she was, like, paying, like, you know, like, having him make that for her. But, like, now that she's seemingly out... Now that her and Kaido are seemingly out of the picture, it's interesting to see where he goes from here. Because it's like, those were the two that were, like, paying the bills, you know? And now that they're gone, it's like, what is little science boy? What does our little science gassy boy do from here?
Also, being a war criminal, he's got really nowhere to go.
My old crack theory that I wanted to be true. Gastino for Straw Hats, baby, let's go.
I hate you desperately.
Oh my god. Yeah, nothing else. I just guessed, like biting his lips, being like, "Oh god," and then Reiju like kind of noticing him, or she notices something's up. I don't know if she like sees him, but she's like looking over with a little question mark, and I like the question mark has her little like
Her poison thing.
poison butterfly symbol. Yeah, pretty cool. Not the final volume still, so I want to know where the hell this leads, but yeah, we just dude, we jumped straight into it in the sacred holy land of Marijoa. So Nika has finally descended upon the world, and 2 of the 4 emperors defeated in the same battle. This is not a matter we can cover up. The information will be all over the globe soon enough, and the timing couldn't be worse. So, how do we respond? And this is, the Gorosei talking, the 5 elders, like trying to figure out what the heck to do. And this part was interesting, and I know you had some insight on this or like a little theory, but we see the ships outside of Wano. Yeah, we see the seas the seas near Wano, where the ships were. They were right next to Zunisha. Remember, they were waiting outside of Wano, and they're like, "You said that Zoe is gone?" "Yes, sir. It just slipped away into the mist. So what is it doing?" And then we see the Gorosei, as the community has dubbed him, Samurai Gandhi. He says, "Then they are not opening up the country. Wano will remain an impregnable fortress, it seems." And
okay.
He just goes on, like, "They must have changed tactics in response to the situation. Someone over there is very shrewd. Now there's no means of sending a major force to occupy the nation. But will you at least bring back Nico Robin, yes?" And then the CP0 guy's like, "Without fail." But, like, the fact that now there is no means of sending a major force to occupy the nation. Like, oh.
So, what I think is the weirdest phrasing. The Gorosei always say the most specifically weird things.
Yep.
And so like they're all like, "Oh, okay. Opening up the country lets them come in." But that they're speaking about this as if it's not like a diplomatic thing. Cuz
yeah.
He very specifically says Wano will remain an impregnable fortress. Like, they probably know, like, not that they know how to, like, get in, but, like, they could figure something out if they really, really wanted to.
Yeah.
So, like, it's really fishy. Like, what does opening up the country entail so much that it would let them waltz in, so to speak?
Yeah, because we had assumed, prior that, like, when Momonosuke talked about opening the country, or when Odin talked about opening up the country, I mean, we assumed in kind of a historical context, like the way it has happened in actual history, like, oh, they're opening themselves up for, like, trade and contact with other countries, like they're assimilating and becoming part of, like, the global, like, infrastructure. The global network of nations and stuff.
Exactly. It was just a diplomatic thing, an economic, social thing.
But like you said here, is they're not opening up the country. Wano will remain an impregnable fortress, and then it seems now there's no means of sending a major force to occupy the nation. It's like, but if they know that the 2 emperors of the sea have fallen, and that Wano is, like, at its most vulnerable right now, but they're speaking as if it's impossible for them to, like,
influence that in any way. Yeah. Like, dude, you're the Navy. Y'all have got means. We know it.
And, like, they have people on the inside. Like, they have CP0, like, in there feeding them intel. So my thing is, like, okay, like, they know what's up, but, like, what does opening up the country actually entail, Like, what are they actually talking about? Like,
so, like, okay, Zunisha might be a part of it because, like, Zunisha was the one saying, like, let's open the country, let's do it, let's finally do it. I came here for that. And Momo said no. Like, it sounds ridiculous, but there might be some way to lower, quote unquote, Wano into the, like, so it hits sea level.
Yeah.
Like, that's or to just, like, make the waterfalls less of an issue, more waterfalls, I don't know. But, like, physical access to Wano seems to be like the key thing here. Like that's what they seem to be implying.
Yeah, it is insane, and I know that I know that they're gonna delve into this or at some point, because it's like I don't know, we're like I assume by the end of the story, maybe not like by the end of like Wano, probably not in the next couple chapters, but I'm assuming at some point in the story, like we're gonna see Wano like opened up to the rest of the world, and I'm hoping that we see like what that actually physically means. But I do feel like, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I'm leaning towards your take on this, which is like, I feel it has something to do with the physical structure of the island being changed somehow, and the fact that they didn't open it up and they didn't change that physical aspect of the island, like, actually keeps the Navy ships from even entering to begin with.
Like, think of it like, okay, all the islands are so like separate in how they are, like in how they are like as an ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
But water still gets up to the top of Wano. So like I feel like some like system is pumping, like not like mechanical system, but like even just geological system is like water goes in and like it's funneled up. There's not really a lot of ways that could work. Like capillary motion is like something that could force that, but like not that much water. Like, but like what I can imagine is like maybe like all the 6 parts of Wano or whatever the fuck, and the flower capital stays in the center. All the 6 parts like move away and kind of just like open up a bigger circle, and they kind of just like go down that way. But like the flower capital kind of stays a little high up, because on the center of the flower capital there's that volcano, right?
Yeah.
And speaking of volcanoes, Solar on the Discord reminded me that like I did mention with the whole Udon volcano thing, the one where like Big Mom and Kaido might be, that might quote unquote open Wano in some way.
Yeah, which I mean we're getting I mean, we'll talk about it. It's the last panel of this chapter, and that might lead to what is teased to us in that final chapter, or that final panel. But it's getting dicey. But yeah, no, the CP0 guy, I mean, is like, without fail, like talking about capturing Nico Robin, and then the CP0 guys are like, the signal's being jammed, and their snail is like freaking out.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, and you just hear a voice like, "Hang on, you guys. Who are you? Just wait where you are. I'll be right there." And it's like, what? And again, I think this is teasing the final panel of the chapter, but I'm just like, what? Why on earth like hack into the CP0 snail just to be like, hey, just wait right there?
Yeah, like why are they being jammed? That's my whole thing. I think it's related. I agree.
Yeah.
But like, it was just like, oh, I'm not on their frequency, but I know they're there.
Yeah.
Hello, CP0.
Hello.
But nah, we go to the view, like we're in Onigashima, and we got like the whole view of the flower capital. We've got a couple of boxes, not too much. The land of Wano, freed at last from 20 years of tyranny, reveled in the victory of the Kozuki clan. And Hawkins just shows up. Last we saw him, he was in the flower capital, right?
Yeah, he had gotten his arm sliced off by Killer.
Oh,
and then they he got his arm sliced off, and then Killer hit him with like another attack, and it just like, knocked him out. But X-Drake as well. Drake also got like,
oh dude, he got destroyed by the CP0 guy.
He got hit like straight in the jugular by the CP0 guy, and I was like, oh my god, but he's
just breathing here and talking.
Yeah.
And just, dude, apparently Hawkins was listening in, just like, oh, Drake, you're a Navy man? And, he's pleading the fifth, doesn't want to answer.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then his only like retort is like, that's what you came here to ask. And Hawkins doesn't answer. You look like a total wreck. I thought your divination said you'd be fine as long as you didn't betray Kaido. And then now the man starts going on. I sank to working for Kaido because I sensed death in the presence of that monster. But Kid and Killer faced death bravely and continued their resistance. Even if I had foreseen their victory, how could I possibly turn back and suck up to Kid again? Like, the fact that he's putting it in terms of like sucking up, like he's being a vulnerable boy right now.
Yeah. And even Drake like realizes, like, we get a flashback to when they were talking, and he's like, if you're gonna betray them, now's the time. What does that represent? The chances of a certain man surviving until tomorrow, 1%, sucks to be him. And then Drake just tells him, like, so that certain man you were talking about was, and then, oh dude, like, this kind of actually got me. Like, Hawkins just, me, and he just like falls over, and like, dude, Hawkins is like dead.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know how seriously people were, but like, you know, due to certain things we'll talk about, like the very limited slit of One Piece Twitter that I have curated for myself.
Yeah.
A lot of them were talking about, like, a lot of them were saying like, yo, he's like dead. I don't know that for a fact. I don't know if they were being serious.
Yeah.
But like, man, I don't know. Like, I just don't know. This whole page with everything he said, like, I don't know. It still feels cryptic to me. Yeah. I might just not understand something though.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I can take it two ways. I can take it as like a sort of him, like Hawkins' downfall was the fact that he, like, I can take it two ways. Like, his downfall, his death, ultimately was because of his reliance and, like, just 100% belief in what his card divination said, even when presented with Luffy, whose chance of death would never hit 0, or, like, Kid and Killer and Law, who, like, he would do divinations on them, and they would just defy it. Like, they would defy their fate. And his belief
constantly.
in, like, yeah, his belief that, like, fate is set in stone and cannot be changed. Like, if you believe he's dead, then his death is because of his unwavering belief in the thought that fate can't be changed. And, like, him realizing it at the very end, like, even if I had foreseen their victory, how could I possibly turn back? Like, how could I have known, how could I have gone and sucked up to them after everything I had done? Yeah. But I could also see it of, like, him, like, not dying and, like, barely, like, surviving this, just kind of, like, passing out.
Yeah.
Because I can see it as sort of him and X-Drake having, like, a heart-to-heart, because they've both, like, betrayed, quote-unquote, like, their own groups of people, Like, Drake was part of the Navy, and then he betrayed them to become a pirate, and then we find out later that he's working with the sect of the Marines with Sword, that he believes is, like, on the right side of history in terms of, like,
what they do and
Navy
like, yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
Just government stuff too.
Yeah. And it's sort of like Hawkins is kind of in the same boat as him. Like, he betrayed the alliance that he had with Kid because he thought that fate was telling him that, like, if he sides with Kaido, like, he will not, like, his chances of life are better. And I feel like if he lives through this could be the moment that a lot of us have been waiting for. I know we talked about it with Joel on Twitter and on one of the podcasts prior that we had Kat and Joel on from King of the What Now, but we had talked about Hawkins sort of, like, we were waiting for a moment where he sort of how do I put this? Not overcome, I guess, but, like, yeah, overcome is the best word I can think of, or like started to not 100% believe in the fact that, like, fate is set in stone. Like that his
Right.
cards, like what is written on his cards, on his tarot card readings, are like absolute. Like I feel like his character growth was dependent on him realizing that, like, you know, fate is not linear. It's not something that, you know, like Luffy and Law and Kid, like these are characters that constantly like forge their own paths, and you know,
It would be corny as shit, but I think it would be like the kind of thing that, like, you know, if Hawkins were to see Luffy like as like Nika, right? And just like, oh, like, and he does his reading. He's like, he's bending fate. What?
yeah.
Like, it's corny as hell, but like, I think it's kind of like the relevant thing in this situation. Like, and that might be like a Nika thing. That might be a Will of D thing. But like, yeah, I hope the man grows. And like, I hope this like supernova, like, this category of supernova becomes more of a cohesive group, at least for something. I don't know what, but for something.
Yeah. I feel like, you know, we've seen these characters and they were all presented like to us at the same time. But I mean, look, it's just, this is, as a fan, I want this. But if you've seen One Piece Stampede, which if you're listening to this, I assume you have. If you haven't, please go watch it. But
It was so good.
There is a fight scene that has all of the supernova fighting against one man, and it is like, if that happened at the end of the story, that would be the coolest fight like of all time.
Dude, it really
already
would.
was in the movie, but
dude, it's like that Boku no Hero movie that like blew its load. Like Horikoshi blew his load, and he was like, "Yeah,
oh my God,
what happened in that movie was supposed to be like the end of the manga." So like, I need to figure stuff out again.
Yeah, it was not Heroes Rising. I think was it Heroes Rising?
It was Heroes Rising. Yeah,
it was the second movie. Yeah, and the end of the movie, the climax, the fight. Horikoshi went on. He went online and was like, yeah, like in an interview, he was like, what happens at the end of this movie was the original ending I had in mind for Boku no Hero, but like, as the stories changed, like, I had to come up with new stuff, but I still wanted to use that idea, and I'm like, dog, this is sick.
I respect him a lot for that. I'm glad he did that. Yeah. But we're out here. We're past this straw man. 7th day since the conclusion Flower Capital, and just, you know, people. We see the townspeople, and this is what I'm really happy we do get to see it, because like a lot of people are just like, oh, don't take down the festival decorations. The Shogun has decreed it that we'll have another festival, and that's like, dude, like I hope I remember to talk about this theory, because I've brought it up before, but like Adri one time blew my mind with this theory, but and then we go to the school that we saw in the Flower Capital before. Oh, did Miss Sarahebi go away? How come? I'm sorry, kids, but you need a re-education about the history behind our heroes. And they're just like, oh, boo, no. But the guy, and I'm pretty sure this guy is, like, his face seems familiar, but I also have no idea who the hell he is.
Yeah, he seems familiar, but I have no idea. But anyways, he's like, oh, we start with the most astonishing lad. This lesson will cover the story of Kozuki Oden. And we just kind of go through all of the places of Wano. Like, oh, like, I can hardly believe Komurasaki, the most beautiful woman in all of Wano, was Lord Oden's daughter all along. It was Kawamatsu the Kappa who rescued her from the burning castle. Like, oh, one samurai disguised himself as a yakuza named Kyoshiro and secretly protected her from harm. He was one of the Akazaya 9, Sir Denjiro. And in the Paradise Farm, which I this part I was like, oh my god, like, do you know about the man who beat Kaido? I heard he's a warrior by the name of Joy Boy, right? But apparently he's already left the country. Oh, I wish I could have seen him, a hero rivaled only by the god of the blade.
Dude, like, a lot of respect on them, but like, also, who told them that he was Joy Boy? Like, how do these people know that? Who disseminated that kind of information?
Yeah. Where is You know what, dude? I'm going full Charlie in the post office with the red string everywhere. Which one of Blackbeard's rats told them? I'm so mad.
Oh, that might be it.
No, I don't. I don't know if that's it, but it is crazy. Like, how did they know the name of Joy Boy? I mean, I don't know, because I know, because Wano has ties to the Void Century and stuff, but I don't think that anybody from Wano has mentioned Joy Boy. Other than,
it was all like guardian deity
other
stuff.
Than, yeah, it was only Odin and the people who read his book. So I guess it could have been Yamato, like, telling people, like, oh my god, but, like, I feel like Yamato would have been like, no, it was Luffy that took him down.
Right, it might have been Momo, or just the samurai with Momo.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. There's kind of like a few too many possibilities.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, but we move on. We get to the Eternal Graves in Ringo. And they're like, build a temple, indeed, up on a hill with a view of the flower capital, just like this shrine to Ryuma, the god of the blade. We see Kawamatsu and, oh my god, why do I always forget his name?
Bro, it's with a K.
I know.
Kinemon.
Dude, why is it always, all of them have, like, there's like 3 of them with K's, and it's always Kinemon, I forget.
You're totally right, not gonna lie.
Oh my god. You can go back to every episode this has happened, and it's always Kinemon. And I always like, oh, Kanjiro, I know Kanjiro.
Yeah, I know the traitor Kanjiro Kawamatsu.
Yeah. But, they're like, only this one will honor Lord Odin. And surrounding him, all the daimyo who fought for the country, starting with Lord Yasuie. Plus, and this part hurt, Ashura and Izo, and they have Ashura's sword and Izo's guns, like, in the shrine, like, they're dead. Like, they are confirmed dead. And if it wasn't even, like, if you needed more confirmation, like, Onimaru comes up, he's like, oh, like, I suppose we'll go in here someday too, Onimaru. Like, glad you're alive. And Kinemon is like, does that work for you, Sir Marco? And Marco flies down like, of course. Best to be buried in one's native soil. And here I am, still kicking for some reason. It's like, damn, like...
Dude, it's
difficult to bear the thought of something happening to the heroes of the battle, whilst the rest of us live. Let us pray for their recovery. Like, let us pray for their recoveries. The next part, but, like, damn, yeah, because they were, like, the whole thing about the samurai was that their mission to defeat Kaido was, like, a mission, like, it was a dead-end mission, like, their mission was, oh, we are going to die killing Kaido.
Exactly, they all expected not to come back.
Yeah, and it's interesting and also sad to see, like, it's sad, but then also interesting to see where they go from here, seeing them, like, especially Kinemon, like, living with the fact, like, you know, what comes after this? Because, like, we expect my whole, like, I expected to die. Like, I was living my life in order to die, and now that I've been given a second chance, like, what do I do with it? You know, like, is it fair for me to keep living, like, knowing
that's
that
the thing?
My friends died? Like, oh man, that's
survivor's guilt's a totally real thing, and, like, you know. It's literally just like a bubble, but, like, I'm glad that Oda's, like, you know, thinking about these things.
Yeah, I do like that Marco, like, Kinemon is going through it, and I mean Kawamatsu's probably, you know, Kawamatsu's going through it as well, but he's kind of like putting on a little happy face, petting the dog. But I do like that Marco is included with this, because you have to remember, like, Marco not only just lost Izo, who was part of Whitebeard's crew as well.
Oh, yeah.
But also, like, he lost, like, Whitebeard and, like, I don't know how many of the Whitebeard pirates in that payback war.
And, like, seriously have no idea. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he survived, and it's just the line of him, like, and here I am still kicking for some reason. Like, damn, dude, like, fuck.
he meant that hurts.
Shit. Yeah. Oh, God.
No, but, like, what we really get now is what we really need.
Yep.
This is the meat and bones, baby. Because now we go to the actual castle right there in the middle of the flower capital. Yamato just at the tippy top, right there. I'm so hungry. I mean, not hungry. Not hungry. Not hungry. And then from deep in the castle, you hear big brother, and another call for Yamato. And then Yamato's like, oh, Luffy Taro and Zorojuro. So, like, everyone's been waiting. And
yeah,
Chef Kiss, Hiyori comes in with the RKO. They have awakened.
The baby sister drop kick, dude. 20 years later, have awakened. Like, she's still not over her tomboyish side. Doesn't hurt though,
dude. Doesn't hurt though. Good gag.
Yeah,
good gag. I like it.
And oh my god, I love this. I love Luffy and Zoro waking up, and Luffy screaming meat, and Zoro screaming booze. And they're all running all happy, and Momo, who's tall as fuck, mind you, like Momo and Yamato, like holy shit,
dude,
he takes after his dad because Odin was big as hell. But
One Piece just loves big dudes.
Yeah. Like, oh, Luffy, Zoro, you're awake. More meat right away. What a great day. More. Yamato's like, Luffy, you're up. And I loved this gag. So, well, first off, I want to say, okay, it frightened me as the next couple pages go on, and I'm hoping that it's just nothing, and she's just in front of a poneglyph somewhere. But, like, Robin is not here.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
Brooke is here. Brooke was the last one with her.
Someone had to mention it so I could realize.
Yeah, she is not here. I don't think that did we see Law at all this chapter? Oh, we did see Law this chapter.
Real quick, yeah.
Like, because at first, before getting to the Law panel, I thought that maybe she was with Law, like, talking about the poneglyph. Not the case. She's just not here. So, we'll put a pin in that as the story goes on, because I don't know.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. With the start of the chapter saying, like, oh, you're going to capture Nico Robin for me? Like, I don't like that. But, no, I do like Momonosuke coming up. Luffy, Zoro, don't eat too much. Now that you're up, the entire country's going to hold a feast. Let's do it today. And I love... This so much reminds me of the gag from Alabasta, where Luffy and Zoro are both eating and drinking, and they're just staring at Momonosuke, eyes like glaring at him, but they're still eating. And in Alabasta, there's a part where Smoker breaks into this restaurant and is like, Straw Hat Luffy. And Luffy's eating food and just looking at Smoker, and Smoker's like, I've come to capture you.
10
and
out of 10.
Luffy's like sweating, but still eating.
Dude, it's the best gag, because, like, Luffy doesn't know who people are, especially if, like, it's not referred to by his dumb, silly name to remember people by, right?
Yeah. And I just love, like, it's me, Momonosuke! And they're like, what? Oh, so you're an adult now. You look pretty buff, kid. Yeah, you look pretty buff, kid. Is that Odin's blood? Let's see how well you take a punch. Don't!
And then, like, of course, dude, how far back did we call it? It's not even important that we called this, because, like,
I think it was right when he got aged up in his dragon form. Like, dude, like, when he's an adult, like, but he's still acting like a kid, like, he's gonna try to do that gag, and it's gonna be weird.
Dude, yeah, that was the instant we called it. We knew, and boy howdy, just he jumps on Nami. No, stop! They're picking on me. Save me, oh Nami! And she just whaps him.
I love Momo's, like, gag this chapter of, like, oh, I'm only 8, but it doesn't hurt though. Like, trying to act all serious, like, but it doesn't hurt though.
Yeah, he's like, but the thing is, like, what I think is that, like, it for real might not hurt though.
Oh, maybe, dude, maybe. But I love Sanji and Brooke just shit-eating grins, just, welcome to the adult world, Momo. Like, welcome to the real world, jackass.
They're being bastards about it.
Thing of the past. Oh god. And then I love Yamato. He comes out and he's like, he's a kid on the inside and Odin on the outside. And then stop putting a tray on my head every time you see me.
Dude, it's so good. Like I we needed the gag.
God. Yeah. And Yamato given the classic like Luffy pat on the shoulder, like, oh, you've got a good sturdy body. Be grateful to your parents. You'll be the greatest samurai in the nation one day, I'm sure. Pat, 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 pat.
Dude, it's so condescending. It's chef kiss. I love it. I love it all. And then, of course, like we get a little more like this chapter's been gags.
Yeah, this chapter is like the, kind of like the party the relief we needed after the arc.
We always talk about how that's necessary.
Yeah.
But Nami goes on, she gets up, Yamato, let's take a bath before the festival. Your prayer is over, right? And then Luffy's just like, oh, prayer? Jinbei comes in. In Wano, when you pray to the gods for something, it's customary to deprive yourself until it comes true. Put a pin in that. And Yamato's just like, oh, I didn't have any food or bath until you two were better again. Wow, really? Thanks to you, I'm feeling great now, Yamao.
Yeah, what a nice person, Jinbei.
Yeah.
Jinbei.
And, dude,
this is great.
We're not filthy, though. Zoro just, like, looking at himself like, oh, what? And then Hiyori, that's because I took it upon myself to cleanse you. Is that exciting for you? Hee hee. And dude.
And of course, Sanji, Mosshead, we need to have a talk. And I love Zoro thinking back to like Sanji's, Sanji's like heart to heart with him in the middle of the battle. Like after the finisher, like if I'm not in my right mind, like I want you to kill me. He's like, oh, yeah, that's right. Immediately in the background, I've come back from the depths of hell to kill you. And he's like, no, we've already resolved that. I'm good.
Dude, I love seeing the Zoro-san shippers just being like, yes, food.
Yes.
Like, I'm
so good.
I'm happy for them. Genuinely so happy for the Zoro-san shippers.
God, and I love this panel so much, and the next couple panels, because like, okay, it starts with Nami being like, who doesn't really know Yamato, mind you. Like Yamato, up until this point, has only talked to Luffy and Momonosuke, and that's pretty much it.
Right. We can maybe assume that like something over the 7 days, but like, it's still fresh.
Yeah. So it's like Nami like, oh, Yamato, let's take a bath. And then I love Yamato, like he comes out and he's like, sorry, Nami, there's no mixed bathing in the castle. Nami's like, huh? And then Kiku's like, do you mind if I join you or if this one joins you? And then sure enough, rock bath inside the castle. It's a fancy bath. Men's bath. We see Zoro, Chopper. I love, Zoro drinking, like just laughing his ass off.
Dangerous as hell.
Yeah, dangerous as hell, mind you. Chopper, Yamato, and Luffy going ham like, yeah! Like, Brook and Sanji just being Brook and Sanji.
Yeah.
And then, like, even Momo's like, Yamato, what are you? Because, he still doesn't, like...
Yeah, he's young. He's young. The
like,
others are immature, but he's, like, legitimately still young. Like, yeah, okay, whatever. But, like...
My favorite is fucking Jinbei and Garfield. Just, like, the oldest ones there, just cracking up. Like, you guys are great. Like, I love all...
Yeah, they're just chilling. And so, like...
Just guys being dudes.
Like, we'll talk about it in a second. Like, there's the women's bath. And they're all like, oh, I can hear them from all the way from here. And, like, instead of, like, the usual, like, the water hiding the boobs, like, Oda decided to have Tama just, like palm those shits and just be like, I hope I grow up to be this bewitching. And it's like, Oda, my guy, come on. Come on a little bit.
So good. And then Kiku, like, in the past, we would all bathe together with Lord Odin. Though this one felt ashamed being with the men. And then I love Hiyori like, you're just as I remember you, Okiku. Only I'm older than you now. And even Otsuko's like, this is nice, huh? She's like kicking her feet, like holding on to the side, like kicking her feet.
Oh, rude as shit. Like, trying to okay, two things about going into like Japanese like bathhouse style stuff. One, don't try to swim, because first of all, that water's hot as shit. What the fuck's your problem? Dude, it's a nuisance. Oh my god, dude. Okay, from personal experience, do not drink before going into the 43 centigrade water, because that makes you so lightheaded so quick. Like, your blood's pumping real quick and the alcohol hits you much harder. Like, it's legitimately a danger. Like, if you're the type of person that can have like a glass of wine or a beer and you're totally fine, like that's your limit for going into like hot springs. If you feel like you can drive, maybe you're okay. Like, if you legitimately feel like you could drive, you'd be okay.
Yeah.
If you feel like you can't drive, do not go into a hot spring. It is a danger to yourself.
Oh god.
Now that PSA is over, this page was quite the topic on Twitter.
Yeah. It's everyone's just being weird, dude. Look, Oda fucking said trans rights and he don't give a fuck. And you know what? He said trans rights and then I'm taking a month off. Fuck you. That's what he said.
Yeah. That's the way. Like, I really do think this was like for the gag. But like,
yeah.
It's still kind of just like treated well.
For the gag, but also like Chopper, Luffy, Zoro, like Jinbei, like they're all being okay with it. Like, they're not acting in any like weird way. It's like Momonosuke, who, like, it's been like 7 days, but I'm sure Momonosuke's still not able to grapple the fact of like, why does this random person say they are my father? Like, what is going on?
And why is he hot?
Yeah, and then like Sanji and Brooke, I mean, we just like, if this is all the gag gets for them, then like, okay, I'm cool. If it gets more,
if it keeps going,
yeah. But if it's just this, okay, cool. But I don't know. I like it. I think it's cool. It's just like a weird double standard with the vocal, minority of the community on Twitter. That's like, they're okay with Kiku. Kiku's fine, but for some reason Yamato, because Yamato's not like, like mask enough, I guess, is like, Yamato doesn't count. And it's like, well, no, Oda's showing us that like, yeah, Yamato is one of the boys. Like, he's there, and Chopper and Luffy and Zoro are accepting it, so who cares? Like, if the main character and the guy that these same people that are mad about this want to kill Kaido are accepting of this, then just accept it, bro. Like,
yeah, like, a lot of people still bring up that, like, oh, but the Vivre card, oh, but, like, official merchandising, this and that, like...
Yeah.
And like, I get it, like, we're getting mixed signals, like...
No, yeah, we are.
They, like, it's not right, like, I have no ground to stand on with what I'm about to say, but, like, it feels like, Shueisha might not be the ones that are like, oh, let's take this a step back, Oda, but, and like, Oda might be getting away with it if, like, considering that he's like, the guy, but that's also really charitable on Oda, and like, I don't think since like Bon Clay, the man has become like, I don't think he got a master's degree in like gender studies,
Yeah.
Like, so it really is just still up in the air, but
yeah,
we're eating good still.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're eating
it feels good. And like, it feels like if Oda is trying to do like trans male representation and just like acceptance, this is a step towards that. And like, you know, like, yes, it's still a gag, like 100%, but like, at least it's not like, dude, we went from like just a dude being like, oh, hi, call me a slur.
Yeah.
To this, like, compared to most people, the man has, you know, grown in his understanding of these things.
Oh, for sure.
About the whole thing, like with like Yamato and people not being there is like a subset of people who like just flat out would never accept like Yamato being a trans male, like even if like these mixed signals were corrected. There's like it's the Twitter guys, you know, it's the Twitter guys. But in a conversation about this on the Discord, Vandal brought up a good point. Like, visibly passing is something that's really, like, it makes sense for cisgendered people. For people who were born as a male and, like, are still identify as a male. That is what cisgender is. Like, for people who don't understand, like, the plight of transgender people, passing seems like the goal. Like, that's why there's the acceptance of Kiku. You look at Kiku reads as a woman, like top to bottom. No one's contesting that. And it'd be weird if you contested that. Like, it's the kind of, like, you're just being rude. Like, look at her, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And so
that's a whole ass woman, dude. Like,
exactly. She's
7 feet of
all,
mommy.
But like, by the same token, you know, like, assuming that Yamato is trans, like, passing doesn't seem to be in his like mind right now. He doesn't seem to care about looking more masculine.
Yeah.
And that's something where, like, in real life, people really like hit a wall with that, and like accepting that people like are not like looking how they say they should be looking is how like some people think about it. That really messes with like people. It's like they feel it's like a cognitive dissonance to them, and moving away from that, it takes a long time. Like, I've been there. Like, I was cis once. Like, come on. Like,
I was once upon a time. I was cis.
And so, like, you know, Zeta Phantom on the Discord put it very well. Like, wholesale, this is just better. Because, like, some research shows that, like, exposing people to characters that are completely different of their preconceived notions, like Yamato, you know?
Yeah.
Like, assuming that Yamato's trans male, like, it leads them towards empathy, whether it's immediate or not, whether, like, how it happens, it leads them towards empathy and understanding. The process is slow, and somehow Oda has rectified his wrongs from the past.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
I never thought,
dude, like, a lot of people after Impel Down, they were like, it's okay that you said that.
Dude, after, like, I love Bon Clay as a character, and I love, like, there's a SBS, or it's not an SBS, yeah, it's an SBS, it's in the volume, and it's talking about, like, the Baroque Works members, and there's a little splurge about each of them. And then it's Bon Clay's. It shows Bon Clay number 2, but there's no partner. And then on the blurb for Bon Clay, it's like, oh, Bon Clay doesn't consider themselves like man or woman, or they consider themselves like both, so they don't need a partner. They are their own partner. And I felt like even for back then, I was like, wow, that's, you know, that's pretty all right. And then, like, literally 5 minutes into the character's introduction, a slur, baby.
Yeah. Like, we touched upon this in, like, one of our first guest spots. Joe from We Are came on, and, like, they were saying that like, on paper, Bon Clay, like, gender wise, is like so far ahead of any other piece of media.
Yeah.
But like the man literally has a slur on his back. Like,
yeah.
On top of like, being a bit of a caricature, this and that, but like the big one to me is like he's just like, oh yeah, you want to know what I am? Here you go, and shows his back like.
Oh God, yeah. It's the story has gone in such a direction beyond that I like it. I think Oda has definitely done right by these two characters.
Yeah.
And I've seen, it's one thing where it's like I see the vocal minority on Twitter like throwing hissy fits and being all whatever, but like on the same token, I see so much love and affection for these characters from like, trans fans of the series. And like, dude, I see like in our Discord we have our we have like a fan art section, and we have a section that's specifically for Yamato, Kiku, and
we used to. That got like
we used to. Yeah. We kind of just
all the fan art got like put together.
Yeah, but we used to have one. It's just like, I don't know, it's really cool to see that these characters, despite having some stinkers in the community, like people get it. And I feel like it's the vast majority of people more so than, I don't think I think it's a vocal minority. That's the way it reads to me, because it's the same.
That's
sort
really
of
what it is.
Twitter.
Like,
but it's like people love these characters, and I'm so glad that they're like these characters exist to represent, I'm glad that people have more representation in this story specifically, because it's just really cool to see that.
One Piece is important, y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, moving on.
Yeah, we got the last section, but
bunch of people in the town all like, oh, there's gonna be a feast. Oh, return of the Kozuki clan. Ooh, tell the provinces. And we get to see Frankie and Usopp in Tokage Port Udon, which is Fu back in shape at last. They should be good to set sail. And General Frankie's back to normal too. Dude, the little nail and nose guy, he's like, oh yeah.
Yep.
Beppo,
Minatomo.
Killer. They're like, oh yeah.
It's so cool. And and I love Kid and Law. The Kid, like, don't get all buddy with them. Stay on your guard until we're able to leave. Somehow, somewhere, the intel will leak, and papers will hear about it. They'll be after us as replacements for the 4 emperors. And then everyone's like, gulp. And Law's like, he's right. They can't see us from the outside of the closed nation, but we can't see what the enemy's doing either. What if we find out that all their bounties are astronomical numbers like we've never seen before?
Dude,
Gingivitis, Apu, and a number? That's right. Who can say how this information leaked out? But stop acting like it wasn't you annoying bum. Dude. I love I love fucking kids so much. I'm sure you're curious about the new bounty numbers. I want to see them. And he throws down the newspaper. It's all here. All of your bounties. And the names they're calling the new emperors of the sea. And it's like, dog, Luffy was already 5th emperor. It has to be Kid and Law or the other 2, right?
Like, okay, being level-headed about it, the only one being like, yo, 5th emperor was Big News Morgan. But now, like, it has to be, like, Luffy has to be, like, an emperor. Unless the world government tries to, like, pull some strings and, like, keeps his, like, the world government will either, like, max out the man's bounty or just, like, keep it level to, like, so people don't get, like, all crazed about it. So Luffy might not be an emperor of the sea.
That would be insane if he doesn't get a bump. Like,
dude, that would suck. I'd feel bad for him. He'd be sad.
Yeah, I saw someone online say, like, somehow, someone on our Discord, somehow, some way, like, what if Buggy was one of the emperors? Like, And I was like, dude, I don't know what he would have to do off screen. Like, I don't know what he would do, but it would be hilarious if he was just one of them.
Dude.
But no, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's for sure. It's got to be Law, Kid, and Luffy as the new emperors. Like, I don't see.
It doesn't have to be 4. It doesn't have to, like.
Yeah.
It just has been 4. So, like.
Well,
okay.
Shanks is still an emperor, so
Shanks, Blackbeard.
Yeah. So I guess it would be 5 now for sure.
It would be 5, or Kid isn't 1, Law isn't 1, or Luffy isn't 1.
Yeah.
Those are like basically the only options around here.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane. And then we get the final 2 panels where you see a little dude going zip, 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 little helicopter backpack weird thing. I asked where you are right now. I already told you, Sakazuki, I'm in the air. In the air where? Oh, I can see Wano up ahead. Don't you dare make things any worse. Got that, Ryokugyu? I know, jeez.
Dude.
And it's Green Bull just heading solo on his own to Wano, like with a flower helicopter coming out of his back.
Like, the last 2 panels are such a drop. Because, like, dude, what? Okay, first off, the fact is like, I'm in the air. Where? I'm in the store. What store? The soup store.
He is such a shitter so far, Green Bull. But I do think that it was Green Bull at the very beginning of the chapter, like jamming their signals and being like, hey, just wait where you are. Like, I will be right there, guys.
I mean, I think it's really likely. I don't... Unless... Okay, this is like pure copium. If the jamming wasn't jamming, but crossing of signals, the Grand Fleet, the Straw Hat Grand Fleet are there. They're trying to get to Luffy and everyone, just like, oh, wait, we're gonna be there, guys.
Yeah.
I don't really think that's gonna, like, I think it's Green Bull.
Yeah. I mean, because it's implied that he's talking to Akainu through a snail. So it's like, I'm sure he jammed the signal, and then Akainu called and was like, dog, where are you? Like, what are you doing? And why are my guys' signals getting jammed? And he's like, yeah, air, bro.
Have you heard of air supremacy, bro?
Yeah. But, oh my god, like, Green Bull coming to Wano, like, oh man. So, at this point, I've kind of, like, with this chapter, I kind of reached a point of, alright, yeah, like, I think we're, you know, probably leaving Wano soon. Like, I think Wano, like, it's over. Like, I think it's, you know, whatever happens is going to be off of Wano after this. I think we're getting, like, maybe this upcoming chapter, like, kind of, you know, wrap up any other loose ends and stuff, but then it's getting us ready to, like, move on. I don't know where we're going, but we're moving on. But also, like, now with Green Bull coming in, I'm like, okay, wait, like, is it gonna happen? Like, is Green Bull gonna, like, attempt to open up the country? Like,
maybe, or, like, okay, so the crazy thing about this is, like, okay, next chapter we're getting, like, the lore dump, and for sure the same way that he was the Don in this chapter, whatever comes out of his mouth next chapter, I feel like will also be the Don.
Yeah.
But, like, so, okay, I will now move on to explaining something that Hippo on our server brought up, that the connection here is Green Bull might be from Wano. The prayer that Yamato did, you know, not bathing, not eating till your prayer is complete, is really similar to the shit that he was saying to Fujitora at Mary Joie. Because he was abstaining from food.
Yup. There was a theory that Green Bull could be the Shimotsuki guy that was in the cave with Yamato.
I I kind of heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was mainly because like, oh, like they have like the green hair, that clan, and it's like, well, all right, like, you know,
Okay.
that, but also like it would make sense if Green Bull was from Wano now that you know, you guys put it that way, cuz it's like, okay.
So he hasn't
Like,
eaten anything for 3 years is what it was.
yeah.
So
I'm
like
trying to think like I'm trying to think of the timeline, like for 3 years. I guess it would be for 3 years, like what would his prayer be for the 3 years, you know?
that's the thing, like it kind of also lines. So okay, 2 years of time skip, right?
Yeah.
Plus one before that. Like something's up. Like the 3 year timing, it's not like super important, but there might be something there.
Yeah.
That said, I wish I knew someone who was like super into like Japanese actors or some shit to tell me like who the fuck this guy looks like. Cause all the admirals have been like that so far.
Yeah, there was one that there was one when we got the original like silhouette of Green Bull, and it was I offhand I don't have the movie or like the actor's name, but basically the character from the movie was like a samurai hunter. Like samurai had like
Oh.
killed their family or something like that, and then were like hunting samurai in the movie, like to get revenge. But it was like that the hair and the silhouette was like exactly the same. So I remember everybody being like, maybe this is the actor that he's gonna be based on. But
I
um,
just
I don't
wish
know.
I
I guess
knew.
I guess next chapter, when we hopefully see his face, we'll be able to put an actor to, you know, as soon as the chapter drops, somebody is gonna put on Twitter like
Oh, for sure.
the actor to
Sandman,
the face, you
Artur,
know?
someone.
Yeah. But it's, oh god, it's just, yeah, now that you put it that way, my brain is racking like what was Green Bull's prayer had to have been, I'm guessing, the liberation of Wano, but for me it's like, okay, but then why would it only have started 3 years
Yeah,
prior?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Like it has to
Like
be something
if
else, but I don't know what.
if Green Bull was from Wano, like why would his prayer only have started 3 years ago?
It might have been something that, like, what I can imagine would be like, oh, it's something that's afflicted him for a while, something he's wanted to change for a while, but at some day he was just like, all right, I'll pray about it. And then,
Yeah.
so like 3 years might not be precise enough, but like we just have no information. The one thing though is like he seems to have black hair from the back, but we can't trust that in some aspect.
Yeah, seems to have black hair, and definitely, I mean, it is very obvious, so I feel like we didn't need to talk about it, but he has a fucking flower growing out of his back, and he's using it as like a helicopter. So like the theories of him having some kind of plant-based devil fruit make sense. I remember a lot of people making that theory when he first showed up, because he was like, oh, I haven't eaten for like 3 years. Like I only eat the grapes that they feed me, the pretty girls or whatever. But like people were like, okay, if it's green, what if it's photosynthesis, and that's why he hasn't eaten in 3 years, just because he doesn't like need to.
I didn't even like think about the whole photosynthesis stuff.
Yeah, but I'm tending, I mean, it could still be that like he didn't eat because of photosynthesis, he didn't have to, but also now with the introduction of this prayer thing in Wano, like there's no way that this was brought up just, you know, for shiggles, you know, like Oda explaining the importance of the prayer in Wano, like,
juxtaposition matters.
Yeah, exactly, like you deprive yourself until it comes true. Like that Green Bull has some tie to Wano, and I am so interested to know what the hell that is.
Oh man, next chapter can't come soon enough. My only thing is
Yeah.
like I wish we could cover it. It'll be a while till we cover it.
Yeah.
But
it'll be a good one, a grat one.
oh man, that it'll be nuts.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Is there anything
that
else?
Dude, legitimately, I have nothing. Not even a crack theory. This chapter was just so good that I'm like, I got nothing.
Like, the only thing we were missing was like lore drops, but like I personally appreciate the break.
Yeah, I appreciate the sort of lightheartedness because we've needed it. With how crazy Wano has been since, and I feel like the lore drops. Honestly, the lore drop is going to be like the lore drops are going to lead us directly into the start of the end game. Like I can see the lore drops happening like in either end of next chapter or 1054 and just setting us straight on the path of like, yeah, this is where we have to go because this is, the march towards the end.
What if they don't take Robin, but they just take Luffy?
That'd be crazy.
Dude, actually, that sounds like a crazy thing to do when that's like your main character.
Yeah. We get a pre-Marineford only Luffy in this only Luffy part,
Oh my god.
We get that again. No. Hopefully not.
Dude, they haven't been together for so long. Please, Oda, just keep them together.
Yeah, that's what I'm honestly hoping going into the final stretch of the story. Like, I'm hoping I know there's a lot of them, but like, I hope they get to stick together more. Like, I don't.
Like, because I'll have to split up, of course. Like, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
They gotta. But like, don't take someone as a MacGuffin, please.
Yeah. We already did that with part of the reason I don't think Robin is getting taken is just like we already did that before, and I don't take Oda as one to like just completely like redo, a story art like. I don't know. Oh, we got to get Robin back again.
Dude.
Like, oh, gosh, he just keeps getting stolen, dude. And it's like,
I would not like that much. No.
Yeah. So I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for us this week. Follow us on all of our social media. We're at Paramecia Cast on Twitter, Paramecia Fancast everywhere else. Episodes go up every single week on our hosting site, parameciafancast.libsyn.com, and as soon as they're uploaded there, they are sent to all of the major podcatchers, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, the main ones. If you listen to us on Spotify or iTunes, please leave a like, leave comments, give us high ratings. Any amount of interaction really helps on all platforms, so YouTube as well, Paramecia Fancast on YouTube. Give us a subscription, when the videos come out, leave comments on the videos, not just for us, we repeat it every week, but every single one of your favorite creators. If you don't if you don't have the money to like follow them on Patreon or, donate to them or whatever, like if you just want to support them, the best possible way you could do that is by liking and engaging with their media, like their output, because that feeds the algorithm like nothing else.
The algo is real hungry, and the only thing to feed it is your likes and comments. Sucks.
Yeah, sucks, but that's the world we're living in. But yeah, that's gonna be it for us this week. Oda's taking a break. We're gonna be taking a break.
Well, we'll come back when we can. We'll give you some headway. We'll let you know to keep an eye out for us.
Keep an eye out for us. Follow us on Twitter and on our Discord, Paramecia Flower Capital. The permanent invite links are on our Discord and all of our social media in the descriptions. But yeah, definitely join the Discord because we're gonna be there we're gonna be there next week for 1053's release. I'll definitely be there every other day pretty much, talking about like theories and stuff during the big break.
Oh yeah.
I myself, I'm getting my little recording studio is coming along nicely. So if I can get that together fast enough, I might be able to pump out a couple of short theory videos to the YouTube. So I'll definitely let everybody know if that's a possibility. I got a funny one with Vegapunk that is God, I hope it's true.
Bro.
God, I hope it's true.
I'm gonna tease it. I will not promise anything. If something were to happen, I would say October maybe. But I have to rewrite my senior thesis. I won't get into why, but like I legit have to rewrite my senior thesis. And so like I'm gonna have like the serious senior thesis, and I'm just gonna make a funny like YouTube version as well, because I think a lot of y'all will enjoy my senior thesis.
Oh yes,
but like
that'll be
after the move. That we're making schmoves,
that's
baby.
for after the move. Yeah, but yeah, that's gonna be it for us this week. I got nothing else. Just God, everybody, just get ready, strap in for the end. Like
You know,
this is happening.
Who else can fly? You know who Green Bull really is? You know who else has long hair? You know who else worked for the Marines?
Oh no.
Buggy.
Oh God. If Buggy makes it to Wano somehow, I'll lose it.
Dude, we need him. I miss him. I miss him so much.